أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really profound set of verses from the Quran's chapter of the star, Surah An-Najm.
We're going to be talking about something that I think everyone on a spiritual path faces. What happens after the big battles are fought? After the obvious external idols are broken. What comes next? Well, the test starts to move inward. It becomes about the self.
And that right there is the central question that Surah An-Najm puts before us. It's a question about endurance, about sincerity, and really about what it truly means to strive on the path to the divine. So the Quran introduces this test by painting a picture for us. It gives us this character sketch of a person who starts off on a good path, a path of giving, but then something happens. They stop. They hesitate.
Now, this isn't just about charity, not just about money. The early commentators knew it was much, much deeper than that. It's about giving a little bit of your devotion, your energy, your heart, and then pulling back, becoming stingy with your own soul. It's a kind of spiritual withholding. So what's the divine response to this kind of hesitation? Well, the Quran does something fascinating. It doesn't just give a simple command. Instead, it reminds us of an ancient, unbreakable law, a covenant that was known to the great prophets like Moses and Abraham.
This is the first principle, and it is absolutely fundamental. Your journey is yours. No one else can carry your spiritual weight for you, and you can't carry theirs. It establishes this profound sense of individual accountability.
And here it is, the second principle. And this is really the core of what we're talking about today. This is the law of striving. What it's telling us is that the only real currency in the spiritual economy is your effort, your sincere attempt, not your family name, not how much wealth you have, not your status in society, just your striving.
So you see, the point here is that these verses lay down a universal law of moral cause and effect. They came at a time when people thought their tribe or their wealth could buy them a special place with God. And this was a radical correction. The message is crystal clear. Divine justice is personal, and it's perfectly tied to our own freedom to act.
Okay, but what does this law of justice mean for the inner life? For the heart. This is where we turn to the mystics, to the Sufi masters, who took this outer law and just unlocked its breathtaking inner dimension.
This slide really shows the whole transformation. The outer law says your effort earns a reward, but the mystics, they reveal something deeper. For them, the striving is the point. The sincerity in your movement toward God, that sincerity is the reward, because it's a pure expression of love.
Listen to how the great mystic Al-Qushayri reframes this. He's saying, for a lover of the divine, the biggest failure isn't that you didn't do enough. It's that you held back your heart. Holding back your affection, your full presence, your sincerity, that is the real turning away.
And then Ayn al-Khuddad gives us this incredible shift in perspective. Striving, or sa'i, as it's called in Arabic, is just the physical motion of love. He says God isn't grading you on the final outcome. He's looking at the love that powered the effort to begin with. Even your stumbling is seen, as long as you're stumbling in His direction.
And Rumi just takes it to a whole other level. He's telling us the journey isn't about frantically trying to get to some distant finish line. No, when your movement is fueled by love for the divine, every single step you take is already a form of arrival. The path itself becomes the destination.
Now, this spiritual law isn't just a beautiful thought. The tradition suggests it's actually woven into the fabric of reality itself, sometimes in these hidden, poetic ways. It's like the universe is designed to notice our striving.
In this mystical tradition called Abjad, where letters have numerical values, the key words in these verses actually tell a hidden story. The numbers map out a journey, from our full human potential, through the act of striving itself, all the way to our ultimate return to divine unity. It's just a beautiful, poetic layer of meaning.
And what's really amazing is how this ancient wisdom seems to echo in modern ideas. It's kind of like the law of conservation of energy. Spiritual effort is never wasted, it just transforms. Or think about neuroplasticity, how our repeated actions literally rewire our brains. Our striving actually shapes who we become. And in a universe where every single act is observed by the divine, every sincere effort is seen and it's perfected in God's knowledge.
So, let's bring all this home. We've seen the outer law of justice, and we've glimpsed the inner reality of love. How do we actually apply this in our own lives, in our own striving?
And this is a real question, right?
We all face this. After that first burst of excitement is gone, when the work gets hard and the results feel so far away, what's the one truth we can hold on to just keep going?
I think the answer comes as this gentle whisper from Rumi. Remember this, your effort is the devotion. The simple act of moving forward, even when you're tired, even when you feel like you're failing, that act is a form of prayer. The sincerity of the step is everything.
So here's the bottom line. Let go of the need for perfect results. Really, focus instead on the sincerity of your heart. Give your effort without keeping a scorecard of what you expect to get back. And just keep walking the path, especially when no one is watching, because the one who matters most is always seeing.
And we'll close with this supplication, this private conversation, inspired by these verses. I gave a little, then held back my heart. Forgive me, Lord, for counting. Teach me to walk without measure, to labor for love, not reward. Let my striving be the proof of longing, my failure, too, a sign of need. I seek no wage but your seeing, and the peace of being truly known. Amen.